right, so good day, folks. What we have here is this relates to slide number 5. Okay, on slide 5, they take you through how to solve a system of equations using substitution. Okay, so this is what we were given. Set x minus y equals negative 11, and the equation 7x plus 4y equals negative 22. So they ask us to find the solution using substitution. So if we were graphing these, we would be looking for the intersection of those two lines. So here's what I want to tell you, just so that you know. You may also see this in the textbook written with a set of curved brackets, and they all mean the same exact thing. Okay, you're solving a system of equations. So I just wanted to show you as a note the other way that this could be presented to you and you'd be asked to find a solution to that system. So here we go. This is what I like to do. If I am solving a system of equations, I like to look for the variable with a coefficient of 1. Now let me explain that to you. Okay, that is a note from Miss Gable. This is how I approach substitution. I look for the variable with a coefficient of 1 because that's the one that I like to start with when I start thinking about my substitution. So looking at both of these equations that we have here, x has a coefficient of 1 and y has a coefficient of negative 1. Here we got a coefficient of 7 and 4. I don't want to use 7 and 4 because that's going to get messy. So I'd rather use the first equation. So here's what I'm going to do. X minus y equals negative 11. Okay, and what I want to do here is solve this for our one variable, which is x. So I want to get rid of this y. Okay, and the only way to get rid of that y, because it's a minus y, is to add y on both sides. So that's going to leave us with a 0 here, and we're going to have x equals negative 11 plus y. Okay, now this is what I am going to use to substitute into this equation. So now this is where I am going to do my substitution. So give me just a second to write that down. I'm going to use 7x, but in the place of x, I'm going to use this expression. Plus 4y equals negative 22. So here's what that's going to look like. In the place of x, I'm going to do negative 11 plus y. Now that's my substitution. So now all I want you to do is solve this for y. So everything we're doing now is just to solve for y. So order of operations says to take care of parentheses. I cannot add those two together because they're not like terms. But what I can do is distribute this 7. So I'm going to multiply here. 7 times negative 11 is negative 77, plus 7 times y is going to be 7y plus 4y equals a negative 22. Okay, that's my first step. Now what I'd like to do is combine like terms. And my only like terms here is 7y and 4y. So I'm going to have negative 77 plus 11y equals a negative 22. And then my next step, since I'm solving for y, I want to make this negative 77 become a 0. The only way to do that is to add. Now I know it's going to seem like I'm going through this fast, but be mindful that you can always rewind, pause this, or if you want to try something out, you can pause my voice. I won't know. Okay, I still love you. So I added 77 on both sides, And my last thing to do is the inverse of multiplying, because I need this to become a 1. So to make this become a 1, I'm going to divide by 11. So y is equal to 5. Fair enough? All right. Now, all we know is y. Well, that's not good enough. We also need to determine, and I'm going to try to keep this all on one sheet. We also need to determine what is x. So I do the same thing. I look for my same equation with a coefficient of 1. And you can use that same one we started out with. X minus y equals negative 11. And so I am going to substitute in this y equals 5 into this equation. I'm going to have x minus 5 equals negative 11. Now, what I'm going to do, I just substituted in, and now I am going to add, because I need this to be a 0. So I'm going to plus 5 on both sides. So I'm going to have x equals negative 6. So my solution to this system of equations, I know that x equals negative 6. I can write my solution as x equals negative 6, y equals 5, or I can write it as a coordinate, negative 6, comma 5. All right, and there you have it. That's how you would solve a system of equations using substitution.